Yeah, Love a Show is Power 105.1. Good morning, everybody. As promised, on the hotline right now, calling from some exotic place around the world where he be going out just making mountains and mountains of cash, is the Forbes list #2 richest entertainer in the world. 50 Cent. 50 Cent, back on that gangster tip. What up, Fib?
What's up, OG Bobby?
I'm good, man. How you doing, bro?
Everything good, man.
All right, where you at, man?
Man, I'm in Connecticut right now.
Okay, I don't know, because, you be in Venezuela and Boca Raton, all kinds of places.
I just got back here last night. I was running around.
You sound...
Man, I'm in a good space, man.
You're in a good space. First of all, how do you feel? Congratulations, the Supreme Court of New York told your baby mother, get out of here.
Yeah, right? That's what I was trying to say. That's the same thing I was trying to say. Hey, get out of here.
So what does that mean? High 50 is free. How you doing?
All right. What's up, Free?
What up? So what does that mean? Does that mean she still gets child support, but she can no longer say that you said that you was going to take care of her, so it's done?
Right. I mean, well, it's a difficult transition.
Mm-hmm.
It's an adjustment to make when you have somebody spend $500,000 a year, and all you have to do is send the accountant your bills.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you get on the actual the child support, it's such a decrease financially that it created all kind of pressure and strain on her.
I'm sure. How'd your son handle the whole publicity and drama through it? How's he doing?
I think he's good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because initially it bothered him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why I tried not to speak about it. Because I felt like it was like irritating, not him, but her too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed away from that because it just was like, it didn't make sense to even, the fuel light situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know he's glad y'all.
Yeah, because it's difficult because, you love both your parents equally.
Right.
And Fifth is a good father.
And
Yes.
ain't no way you could change that either. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, regardlessly, like right now, he's my only child. So if something happened to me today or tomorrow, he'd have everything that I earned.
Right.
And it would put all of my things in her possession.
Right.
So what do you... Oh, wow.
That's very true.
It is.
You see what I'm saying?
So what was it, Fifth, that she wanted was it that child support wasn't enough?
Well, yeah, I think because we've been around each other. I know his mom for like 13 years.
Right.
So, like, she developed a sense of entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It made her feel like she should have half of whatever, because she was around before money was around.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of understood where she was coming from, like when she was trying to do that, but I was like, yo, you bugging. Like, we ain't married. You know what I mean?
So what do you do, 50 Cent, the #2 Forbes? What do you do to protect your assets just in case something does happen to you? Are there things you put in place so that...
Yeah, like I wouldn't, because you never know what's going to happen in the future. Like,
Right.
let's say your child has points where he's going through, positive points and negative points. We don't know. He might have a drug habit.
Right.
I've had people around me when I was younger, relatives, have, drug habits and different things. So at least when they're going through that time span, if you didn't give them everything, they have an opportunity to bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it would be given to them in portions. It wouldn't just be dropped off.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the only thing that don't come with instructions is money.
Right. This is true. That's the truth right there.
That's very, very true. And a lot of people handle it one way, and a lot of people don't know how to handle it at all. You've been very good at handling yours. Who taught you how to handle it?
Well, my actual lifestyle is not really extravagant. Away from real estate,
right,
which would have probably been the safest place for you to sit some money at, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really buy anything really extravagant. All I did was...
I sat with you in your office and watched you buy a $200,000 Lamborghini in front of my face. What are you talking about?
Oh, God.
Now, look, take that. Look.
He's going to break it. He's going to break down the financials on that real quick.
What else am I do? Like, look. If you don't do... Hey, look. If you don't have any bills come the end of the year, they just going to take it.
Right.
Right.
The IRS, you have to create a lifestyle, or what you're working for is nothing. At the end of the day, they see the money you made and just take a big chunk out of it.
Right. So you got to enjoy some of it somehow.
Yeah, like absolutely. I mean, in different ways. Like another person may choose to get a really nice place in New York City and just fly private every time you fly.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'll say, no, I'd rather just be outside of the city and I'll ride in.
Right.
Smart.
Right.
You're smart.
That makes sense.
Now, we got 50 Cent on the phone if you just
we're talking
in.
50 Cent. And Fifth, because of the recession, have you stopped all the helicopter trips and all that back and forth into New York?
I do that only if it's like, if I have to make it back home and it's 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Because the additional time in traffic.
Right.
Traveling through the city and stuff like that. And then I use it. But what happens is when you go with the chopper thing, you lease it.
The chopper thing.
Okay.
To the company. So it's not like you just put out a few $1 million. Like after you buy it, like you get the joint, you give it back to them, so they use it for other executives while you're busy doing what you're doing.
Right. And then at the end of the year, you can put that down as a business expense.
Yeah, it kind of pays for itself. And then only got pilot maintenance on the extra joint.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense for you financially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Fifth. We're talking to 50 Cent if you just joined us. Why don't people at this point realize that battling you or talking about you is a futile thing to do? Why they don't realize that, dog? You are when it comes to battling, you are the most disrespectful person in the world.
Oh my God!
Well, I try.
Curtis.
Why don't they realize that? Why does somebody always put the battery in somebody's back? And you know what else I noticed about you when you battle Fifth? You never get angry.
No.
Yeah, you got to take a different approach to it every time. I try to be as disrespectful as possible. And I do that, and so they'll leave me alone.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, eventually they'll stop.
Well, the other thing we noticed in watching your interview with Rick Ross's child's mom is that you do good interviews, 50.
I'll be trying. I'll be watching.
When's
and
it?
you know what's crazy? See, it's like what they don't know about the Tia is